room. Bucks lose it tonight. Overtime was needed. Bucks lose it by 9, 123-114. Philadelphia 76ers on a back-to-back get the dub over your Milwaukee Bucks. Come on in the room. I guess I'll do it. Doc Rivers, our doctor, rest all scripture gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Chris across the group.
JT.
Chris King.
Justin.
Hey, everybody's in the building on Thursday night. Thursday night football going on. You got the Bucks were doing what they do. Cream City Court was in action. The Bucks look good. I thought it was starting off. I gotta talk for a second about the court. I loved it. The jerseys, loved them. I love the Sixers jerseys. Look like Allen Iverson's about to suit up with the throwback unis there. So I did enjoy that piece of it. Come on in the room at On Your TSQs 973 on the Twitter. And if you are here, we'll talk to you in the chat as well as you come on in the room. Bucks get to overtime. If you enjoyed that Ryan Rollins performance, hit that like button on your way in. And we encourage it. Second thing I say before we get to the recap is the hell was that on the announcing crew? Because my God, I thought Lisa and Marcus were having I thought Lisa and Steve Novak were bad. My goodness, Wesley Matthews, he don't even deserve a microphone. I was about to go to sleep during the game. It was a good thing they went to overtime, because if I had to just listen to Wesley Matthews and Lisa Byington do a whole game, man, that will put you to bed. I'm not lying to you. But 123-114 was the final. Come on in the room. Let's do a game recap as we get this thing going. How about Ryan Rollins? How about one time for Ryan Rollins? We're going to take some solace. So he said, we're leaving here with something. 32, 14 assists, 6 rebounds, 13 of 26 from the field. He took double the shots of anybody else on the court tonight for the Bucks. So they were, at the very least, they knew who the lead dog was. They knew who to get the ball to. He is, right now, there's no question about it, he is his Bucks' second best player, which is pretty sad when you think about Miles Turner being the I'll get to Miles Turner in a second, and a big shot, but Ryan Rollins is de facto the second best player on this basketball team. And I'm not saying that's not a good thing. It's really not. It's actually kind of sad. But 32, 14, and 6, he is ascending. AJ Green, 9 points, 6 rebounds tonight, 3 of 5 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. Miles Turner, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 of 13 from the field. He was a +1 in this contest, 29 minutes. And again, this is where I'm not understanding. Is it a Doc Rivers issue? I will get this from you guys too. Is it a Miles Turner issue? Is it a personnel issue? There's no reason why on God's green earth that Miles Turner, your big free agent acquisition from the year, from the offseason, plays less than 30 minutes in an overtime game on 2 days rest, 3 days rest. That does not compute to me. So, and when you're having trouble rebounding, and tonight he had the most rebounds on the team. And you could argue you lost this basketball game because you didn't rebound the basketball. Quentin Grimes at the free throw line, missed the free throw. Boom. And I think they were down 3 at that point. Boom. No rebound. Philly gets it back. Tough breaks. No Miles Turner. We'll have to figure this thing out as to why and again, I think this is routine for him. Long stretches not being in the basketball game. Bobby Portis played just as many minutes. He was in the starting lineup. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 9 of 14, and 64% from the field. No turnovers. I'm sure Justin would try to tell me that Bobby Portis had a great game tonight because of what he did. But I'm sorry, you scored 19. Bobby Portis, the first 11 points of the game that Paul George, the corpse of Paul George out there, bust him down. Him down. He bust him down. That's what he did to him. A straight 11 straight points. Paul George, bucket. So you can't tell. When you get 19 points in the first 2 minutes of the game, you give up 11. I'm sorry. That's a fake. What do you call it? Fake rebounds? Fake 19. It's fake. It ain't. I'm sorry. It don't do nothing for me. It don't move me. Kyle Kuzma, 17, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 6 of 14 from the field. 3 turnovers. I thought Kuz was good in stretches, bad in stretches. It's kind of how he goes. Gary Trent Jr., 11 points. Good in stretches, bad in stretches, 4-10 from the field. Jericho Sims, I thought he does what he does, 4 points, 3 boards for him. Cole Anthony, I mentioned this during the game on Twitter. I said, I don't think Cole Anthony, I don't know what Cole Anthony's doing out there, and I don't think his teammates know what he's doing either. Like he's literally running around with like, what do they call it? Chicken with his head cut off. He's throwing the ball away. I mean, he's just doing a lot of things. I don't even know. He gets 7 assists tonight. He had 4 turnovers. I can't have that from a backup point guard. Can't have it. Garrett Harris, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And yeah, that's everything from the Bucks. That was anybody who made any actual noise on the Philly side of things. Paul George with 21, 5 boards, 3 assists. Edwards with 7 points. Andre Drummond had 3 points, 8 rebounds, fouls out of this game. VJ Edgecombe, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Tyrese Maxey again, and for as good as I thought that Ryan Rollins was, Tyrese Maxey was that. Like, that's the difference between a really, 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 really good young player who's ascending and trying to be something. And I think, is Ryan Rollins going to turn into a star? We'll see. Tyrese Maxey is a star. Like, he is a bona fide star in this league. 54, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 46 minutes on a back-to-back. How about all that for all to schedule loss? And how about all that for the Doc Rivers excuses? Oh, back-to-back. You can't play on a back-to-back. Oh, our guys were tired. This mug went 46 minutes, 54 points, 9 assists on you on a back-to-back. Quentin Grimes, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Big 3-point shot in overtime as the Bucks felt like they were gonna felt like they had gotten to the back. I think they got it to 1. He hit the 3 to get it to 4 and got to the free throw line as well later in that game. Walker with 2 points and Barlow 2.6 rebounds, and that's what I'm talking about. You can't get rebounds over Dominic Barlow because Drummond was out with foul trouble. Dominic Barlow is 6'9", and you still getting out rebounded. 52 rebounds for Philly, 42 for the Bucks, and Philly was small. When Andre Drummond went out of this game, they were playing with a 6'9" center, and you couldn't find a way to rebound the basketball. So the Bucks don't get it done tonight. I'll say this. Let me get this. Let me do the super chat first before I say what I saw and pass it off. NYC Randy super chat, appreciate it. He says, "Good Lord, Doc is trash." He starts the game with Bobby on PG, then draws up a fade 3 for the game. That was a bad. Yes, I agree. I didn't understand. It's a tie game. And you got Ryan Rollins, who's had a hell of a game, fading away for 3. Didn't make sense. He takes out Miles for Bobby, when Miles had 10 boards. Also played 37 last game. This is all Doc. I don't care. Good comments on Doc Rivers. And again, Doc Rivers is playing, short-staffed as well, but I get the comments. At SteelerFace21, he says, the hell was Doc doing pulling Turner for Bobby in overtime after he damn near won and forced in regulation? Trent taking wild middies, catch and shoot, man. Portis needs to go. That's SteelerFace21. I think it's the first super chat. SteelerFace21. So appreciate you for coming in and adding that to the program. And again, that's what we talked about at the beginning. The Doc Rivers pull. We're going to have to talk about that and figure this thing out. And maybe Doc Rivers in this post game is going to give some answers as to why that happened. I could not ascertain why that took place. But I'll say this before I pass it off to you, JT. Number one, I thought the Bucks, I thought they fought valiantly. I really did, especially the way they started. I will say, to the point about starting, whoever in the super chat said they started off, that was NYC Randy, who said they started off with Bobby on PG. Allegedly at halftime, if you heard the halftime interview with what's my black man name? What's my man name? Defense dude. What's my name, Justin? Defensive coach. Maybe he's listening to Doc. Whoever, I can't remember his name. Buckner on the interview with I can't remember her name either. So I'm about as bad as Novak and them boys and Wesley Matthews with knowing this stuff. But Melanie, at the interview at halftime, he said that Philly changed their start lineups right before the game, allegedly. And that's why Paul George, and that's why that matchup took place. Again, it's stupid comment, because if that's the case, then you sub immediately. So I don't that didn't make sense to me. I get again, a lot of excuses with this coaching staff. Starts from the top. But one, again, you let go of this excuse of back-to-backs, because clearly it does. Phillies on a back-to-back, and they found a way to come into your house and go to overtime. They start off the game hot. Remember, the Bucks fans, they'll tell you, oh, it's a scheduled loss, all that stuff. They started off the game on a run, and they ended the game on a run and beat you in overtime on the back-to-back. So all that stuff about back-to-backs and it's a scheduled loss, you can't play on them, BS. Go play basketball, win the game. You can do it. And I got a guy, Tyrese Maxey, who went out and put up 50 for you. Secondly, same things. I have to say before we turn it over to you, JT, it's the same thing we talk about all the time. Rebounding the basketball. When does defensive possession end?
When somebody gets that ball.
Yo. When you somebody get that ball. There's no other better way to put it. When you get the defensive rebound, that's when the possession ends. They didn't do enough of it tonight. I did think they fought valiantly. I will say that about them. There was a lot of good, but this is one of the games. Remember, I guaranteed the Bucks would win this game. They didn't do it. You wanted to see it, but they had this game, and they let him off the hook. One more time, NYC Randy, another super chat comes in and says, I'd rather Mark Sears over Cole Anthony. I swear it's a turnover every time he has the ball. Cole comes in the game. The other team is going to go on the run 100%. Listen, I don't know if we're there yet, but I kind of scoffed at it. I think Chris has alluded to that before as well. I've scoffed at it, but maybe you have something there. I don't know. He cut his hair tonight. Didn't help with the DJ headphones he has on. Listen, man, I'm upset too. I know a lot of people upset in the chat. I'm upset too. I'm gonna stop talking. And again, that's a little bit what I saw tonight in the 123-114 loss. Man, we had this one. But that's what I saw. JT, what you see?
You know what? I saw a lot of the same thing you saw, but I'll say, so one, I thought that lineups, how we started out this game was interesting with the lineup of Rollins, Green, Turner, Kuzma, and Portis. I thought that was an interesting lineup. The Doc trot that starting five out there. And unfortunately, it was about as disastrous as it could go. I mean, on the offensive side of the ball, that was awful. And on the defensive side of the ball, it was horrible. I mean, it just was a bad thing. And we were in a 13-point hole after that first quarter. And again, you talk about Paul George. Yeah, he turned back the fountain of youth. Paul George took it back to, 2013? I mean, man, he was out there cooking for a bit. But you know what? I'm going to push back on the grief you give Bobby, because Bobby is not here to play defense, Trey. Bobby's here to make buckets. And Bobby did do that tonight. Bobby got some buckets tonight. So listen, he kind of did his job technically. Now, was that adequate? And was that exactly what we needed? Well, yes and no. From a defensive perspective, we chronicled the issues that you've seen there with Bobby. Right now, Cole Anthony, you talk about Cole Anthony. Yeah, he looks like a guy who has lost his sonic rings at this point. Like literally, he's absolutely. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what's happened since week 2 of this season, but I do think we're a bit concerned. And do we look at potentially trying to upgrade that backup point guard position? You may have to, right? But again, keep in mind you've got KPJ, you got Ryan Rollins. I don't know where that falls in the list of priorities. Having said that, I like the fact that we stunk it up in that first quarter, but responded in that second quarter and absolutely exploded, right? I think that's kind of what you got to do. Is you talk about basketball being a game of runs. Okay, so you stink it up in the first quarter. Let's come out. Let's get it in the second quarter. And they 100% did that. Now, one thing that I'm going to say, and I will be the first person to say this too, Miles Turner with the biggest offensive play with his biggest offensive play of the year tonight. We don't go to overtime without Miles Turner hitting that 30-footer, and we got to put some respect on him. We got to get at to him. And Miles Turner did give us something offensively tonight too. So giving him credit there. I know you talked about Doc taking him out, playing a Lester. We don't know what the explanation is. I'm assuming Justin will probably, because somebody probably asked that question at the press conference, but I'm assuming Justin will certainly have some comments on that too. But this was just a little disheartening because we did have this one. We certainly had a chance to win this one, and I'm not sure if we just ran out of gas or what down the stretch in overtime. But again, I mean, and Tyrese, credit, quite honestly, I don't think anybody's been excited about Tyrese like this since came out with Sweet Lady. What was the joint? How you gonna act like that? Yeah, the Tyrese we like. There's very few around these parts, but tough loss for the Bucks. I don't think the Sixers are a better team. I know with Giannis, this is nowhere near a better team than us. But how we respond is going to be everything. And Got to get a dub on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought in this one, like, look, we're talking about, who's going to step up, Gary Trent Jr., A.J. Green. And, you see a little bit of flashes from A.J. Green knocking down shots, but the defense is still an issue. The defense is still an issue, whether it was getting cooked on ball where he was a primary defender, or the Bucks as a whole, I think, did this, but he did it numerous times. Just getting lost on the perimeter out there. That's allowing so many open threes. And this has kind of been the story for, I guess, Doc's tenure here, where it's just the defense doesn't seem to have the right cohesion to be able to close out on shooters, communicate, and that's why you saw, I think Edwards had 3 wide open shots in the corner. Thankfully, missed 2 of them, but third time's a charm. Like, at some point, he's going to make one. These are NBA players, and when they get open shots, they're going to hit them. And so, yeah, I think that was the biggest takeaway for me, is just that the defense is just terrible on the perimeter, just wide open shots left and right, and that's been the story so far in this kind of losing streak and so on this season. I thought in end of regulation, yeah, that's terrible. I give credit to Nick Nurse for fouling when they had one to give, but also, like, you still have 4 seconds. It's flashes of the Marquette game yesterday where, look, you don't need a 3-point shot. Why are we passing the ball around the perimeter for 4 seconds, right? Like, at least try to attempt to get to the rim, maybe draw a foul, and they just didn't do that. And I don't know if it's so much on Ryan Rollins for kind of taking that fade away. I think he just needs to go get downhill at some point. And then the shot quality in OT was very bad. I thought just guys scared to shoot the ball when they're open, and then they take one extra dribble or make one extra pass, and the shot isn't there, but they still have to shoot it. And so, yeah, man, I thought guys disappeared through stretches of this game. Like Kuzma had 17, I think, in the middle of the third, and then he goes 17 for the game. Like, you got to show up. You got to show up for the full 48, and he didn't do that. A couple of other guys didn't do that, and I'm in agreement on Cole Anthony with just the poor decision making. And that also goes with Ryan Rollins a little bit too, because I thought he had some iffy decisions, but at least he's making an impact. Cole Anthony is not.
All right, so Doc didn't talk a lot about the starting lineup. Didn't talk about it at all, unless I missed that part. Audio was kind of choppy for me. But he talked about how the reason why the Bucks lost that basketball game because they did not execute the foul to give at the end of regulation when Tyrese Maxey got that. Then you turn around and the Philadelphia 76ers executed that play. The play wasn't executed at all by the Milwaukee Bucks. That was supposed to be an isolation for Ryan Rollins, and it just wasn't. It was just poor execution. Shooting went cold in OT, and it's so obvious when the ball sticks that they're not good enough for the ball to stick right now. You got to move the ball around to get better shots. Talked a lot about the ISO with Ryan Rollins, how they didn't execute it. He felt like the zone let him back in the game, but the zone also gave Maxey tons of wide open looks, and he made a lot of those shots. He's a hell of a basketball player. Took Miles out at the end of overtime because they needed a scorer in. Feels like Rollins is getting fouled every opportunity he gets. That's pretty much it. Just talked a lot about the ball movement and stuff like that from Doc.
You got anything? Well, go ahead, Justin. If you had any of your thoughts, that was Doc. What you got?
I mean, it's just a silly loss, man. Like, it's just goofy. A lot of goofy stuff going on. I don't know what Gary Trent was doing with that contested shot from the elbow. Like, and you just see tonight how much Giannis truthfully covers up. When you have a bad execution or something like that, he goes up and get the rebound. We're probably the worst rebounding team in all of basketball right now, and I think a lot can be attributed to the zone defense. But we got to find a way to get these rebounds, man. This was a gettable game, and with our big horse being out, we got to execute and win some of these basketball games. We can't just let these slip between the cracks, because at some point we're going to be fighting. Right now we're fighting for our playoff lives, and it's early in the season. But the longer you wait in the season, you're going to look back on a game like this where you should have got the basketball game, man. I mean, Tyrese Maxey, amazing. But, I mean, even the offensive rebound on the free throw, you can't have stuff like that happen when you're trying to claw back in. We almost got to play next to perfect basketball right now. And Hopefully Saturday will be better, like JT said.
I mean, I think the thing is like you talk about fighting. Like, I don't think that's a really dramatic statement, not so much from a playoff perspective, but when we talked about this before, we talked about like must wins. You do want to avoid getting into a skid. You just completely do not want to rack up 8-9 losses in a row. You absolutely do not want to do that, especially while Giannis is out. You do want to find a way to get at least maybe some sort of momentum. Maybe you split these games while he's out, but you cannot lose all of these games. Like that's just not a good situation coming back into. That's certainly highly problematic if that is the case, because it says Giannis could be out 1 to 2 weeks. If he's out longer than that, I mean, who knows? I don't have the schedule in front of me, but how many games? I mean, we cannot lose every game while this man is out. We can't. And I did see this team show some fight tonight, right? Like I did. The end result was not what we were expecting or what we needed, and we thought there were numerous opportunities for it to end up a little bit better. But this team has got to find. You have to. What coach tell you about good teams, Trey? Same thing coach tell you about bad teams. What coach tell you about good teams?
What do you say?
Good teams find ways to win.
Yeah.
Bad teams find ways to lose.
Yeah, and I thought tonight the Bucks tonight again they had a lot of fight. I thought they played good enough tonight, good enough to get beat. Just enough to get beat is what it was tonight. And today, again, I hate when people do this, but if the playoffs started today, talking about fighting for your playoff lives, if the playoffs started today, the Bucks would be on the outside looking in. They wouldn't even be in the play-in right now. They're 8-8 behind Boston, who is 8-7. They've lost 3 in a row. And you're right, man. They got to tread water. They got to find a way to get some of these to get wins and to find wins while Giannis is going to be out for these 1 or 2 weeks. But tonight was just one of those games where, and again, Tyrese Maxey's great. He's not 50 a night. Like I get it. I thought the zone did help, but to me, the how they played the zone at the end, I think they should have went to that a little bit quicker. What Wesley Matthews did do, he did talk about this, that piece where when Maxey gave the ball up at the end of the game, they started face guarding him to not let him get the ball back. And I think they should have went to that a little bit earlier and just literally, I would have made anybody else beat me. Somebody else would have had to beat me, but Tyrese Maxey, because I wouldn't have not have allowed him to do it. To your point though, or to Doc's point, Justin, when you talk about the execution, and he's correct. I think Kuz should have fouled at the end of regulation because they had a foul to give. I was wondering about that. I figured they didn't have a foul to give, is why he didn't do it. But they did have a foul to give. So, I mean, it's frustrating, but I guess I disagree as to, I don't believe that's why they lost the game. I mean, I get it, but you had a tie game. What he said was execution on that. The play he drew up at the end was horrible. To a fadeaway 3, horrible. Didn't make any sense at all. And then in overtime, John, you said, and Young City 4241, you said you thought they ran out of gas. I can't even go with that excuse of running out of gas against a team who just played a back-to-back.
Listen,
I don't understand.
I understand that, but what we know about gas tanks is about where that gas tank starts. If your tank was starting out at a 4 and they were starting out at a half, it is what it is. Now, it shouldn't be that way. It certainly shouldn't be that way because they're coming off a back-to-back. But, hey, I mean, okay, Trey, if it's not running out of gas, is it want to? Is that the problem here? Is we just didn't have enough?
Yeah, because when it comes to want to, it's rebound, and that's a problem. That's a problem at the start of the game, middle of the game, end of the game. Like it does. Like so, it's I don't think it's a run out of you're a bad rebounding team. Period. Don't matter where your gas tank is starting at. So, and again, going zone, I get it. That doesn't help with rebounding either from a defensive standpoint when you're in a zone. So, and Will Long says it's about the condition. I really don't think it's I don't think it's conditioning. I don't see that. I think Doc is. Like I said, I don't get the minutes thing. I really don't. You know that whole piece. Oh, I want another score on. How many points did Bobby Portis have in overtime? And since you needed another score, that doesn't make sense to me. And 2, again, the guy who had the team low plus minus was Bobby Portis with a -16 tonight. And that passed the eye test. I know Ryan Ross was -15. I don't care about that. I saw Bobby Portis looking like ass, and I'm tired of it, man. I'm sick of it. I'm sorry. I'm sick of it. He hit shots. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of him. Here's another one. Talk about regulation. This mofo getting attacked. What are you doing? It's a tie game. You giving up points. You giving up points another tech. And you know what's funny? You know who else is tired of it? 5-serve form. Because you remember, any other time you get a tech, they start, Bobby. Everybody's tired of that shit. It's over. We sick of it. We done with the night. We done with Bobby Portis. We done with him. Get him out of here. Take him off them debit cards. Take his ass out of here. Get him out of here. I don't want to see that. Get him out of here. Getting to you clapping in the lady ref face. Lady ref, she wasn't even bad today. You know what's crazy? The officiating wasn't even bad today. It really wasn't. This is like one of the first games. It's crazy. No, I didn't think so. This is one of the first games I have not complained about the officiating throughout the entirety of the game. It's probably because Giannis wasn't there. They ref Giannis real weird. He wasn't there. I didn't have to complain about it. And you said, man, when's the last time you heard Bobby chants? And tonight you claim it was a good game. JT, man had 19 and 8. Not one Bobby chant. They sick of it. Everybody's feeling it. We're tired. You know what I'm saying? You overstayed your welcome.
That's what it is. Another epic Trey Crosby rant tonight. We gotta clip. Chris, you gotta clip that up. You gotta put a short.
I'm just frustrated, man. I'm trying to win basketball. I'm getting frustrated.
You win basketball. Call time wrong. Hey, I'm tired.
And I'm just saying it's an overtime game, and you're the only one with a tech. That's 1 point right there. You know, all the time talk about Giannis free throws. He was 5 for 12 from the free throw, and we lost in a 2-point game. Tie game, you're in overtime. You talk about Doc Rivers. The reason we lost is because we didn't foul. We didn't do the foul to give. I got a full point you missed in a tie game. We getting texts. We clapping the lady face.
Did we guarantee a win? So did y'all guarantee a Bucks win tonight? Maddie at Elk District said that. Did we guarantee a Bucks win?
I did. But I ain't listening to that because, again, y'all ain't think they was going to go to overtime. Y'all thought it was going to get blown out. So I ain't listening to that. Guess what? We would have won if Bobby didn't have a tech. We would have won with that 1 point. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Or if Gary Trent Jr. didn't miss 100 million shots, or if Cole Anthony ain't dribble. Like, we give Bobby all the smoke while other dudes go out there and fumble the basketball game away. Like, it's just crazy. And then we gonna trade him. And then who the hell y'all gonna jump on next? AJ Green? Cole Anthony? Then we gonna get rid of Doc Rivers. Then who we gonna jump on? Like, that shit weak as hell to me, man.
Gary was
Bobby. It ain't Bobby why we lost that game. Ryan Rollins why we lost that game. How about that? He didn't run the play that Doc drew up. It was isolation. He ran his happy ass to the wing and shot a contested fadeaway three-pointer. That's on Ryan Rollins. You got to be better. But we going to blame Bobby. Bobby played 2 minutes and had no shots in overtime.
Mark Gomes says Bobby was great tonight. No, the hell he wasn't. Do you not remember? I don't know what part of the game you started watching. The first 11 points of the game came straight on his head. First 11. So no, you're not gonna give me because you finished with 9. And I'm sure if I went through the tape, I could find 20 other points that came on him. I'm sure I could. The first 11 came right on his head. So no, you're not about to sit there and tell me because he hit shots that he kind of Paul George out there cooking. Maybe if we don't start off down 15 to start the game, maybe we win that game. I don't know. But it was not good. It wasn't good enough. He was a minus 16. He was a team low, minus 16.
So which guard you giving the 54 that Tyrese Maxey put on their ass?
We was in the zone the whole game.
Someone gave up 54.
We was in the zone the whole game after that. Because Bobby couldn't defend. He put us in the zone all game. So, I mean, there's nobody guarding him at that point. I'm just saying. But okay, Mark Gomes, Bobby had a great game. Yeah, we would have won, I'm sure. He didn't. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not saying anybody else had bet. I'm not saying other guys were the reason to anything. I'm just saying, and again, nobody else who had bad games also compounded it with the technical foul. You can't be a minus 16 and get text. That's all I'm saying. You can't do it. Anybody else? Go ahead. Listen, I'm not trying to pile on. I'm not. Let me clarify. I'm not piling it all on Bobby Portis. I am saying that a technical foul in a technical foul when you ain't played up to your standards that you played at before in a tie game that goes to overtime. That's a problem for me. I'm sick of I'm sick of those that kind of stuff is game over for that. Giannis can get technical fouls. I'll take a tech from Doc. I'll take a tech from Ryan Rollins. I'm not taking no more techs from Bobby Portis because you can't control your attitude. I'm tired of it.
But I think the issue is twofold. It goes back to, I said this a couple. What exactly do we expect from Bobby? Because I think a lot of people expect him to be that vet leader, to be a vet leadership, to not get a tech tie game in that situation. Like a lot of people expect a bit more from Bobby. But there's some people who just expect vibes and they expect big shot Bob to come out here and make that happen, right? And he did. I mean, he did hit shots tonight. Right? Now, you Trey, admittedly, were a bit miffed because of how the first Paul George's 11 points in that first quarter, how that went. I mean, he might as well you just might as well left him open at that point. But the question, I think, and I'm assuming there's a divide here between what people expect from Bob, the way perception versus what expectations versus what we're getting here. And tonight, Bobby did do some good things offensively, and that's what you need Bobby to do. But I think what I hear you saying is that Bobby needs to be more mature. We can't have him being a liability, getting unnecessary technical fouls at critical moments and stuff like that too. And I don't think you're wrong at that at all. I certainly don't. Notwithstanding the fact that defensively it is what it is. But again, how upset can you get at Bobby for defense when that's never really been his thing? That's never what we really expected. And I already told you what I want to see from Bobby. I don't want to see Bobby move his feet. I want to see Bobby hit another 3-point.
Yeah, I get that. And I'll also say, I'm not going to be afraid to push back on it because I thought, in previous losses when we've got on Bobby, it's like it's been both sides of the basketball. It's been sore thumb on defense. And today it was a little bit of, some of those rotations were missed because of him on the zone, but I didn't think it was as bad as you may have made it out to be, Trey. Obviously the technical is bad and, again, could have cost us the game. It did maybe cost us the game, but I thought our issues were way deeper than just the performance solely on Bobby Portis being a -16. I thought offensively, he picked his spots right for the most part, right? Like I thought he made good decisions for the most part, and the only time it's a bad decision when the shot doesn't go in. That's when it's a bad decision, and he had a couple of those misses, we'll live with them at that point if you're going 9 for 14. So I didn't think it was necessarily too bad. I thought our issues were deeper on the perimeter defensively than it would have been on Bobby because he made some good efforts, right? Rebounding in the overtime, kicked it out to open shooters. They just bricked or airballed or, that's what it really was to me. Even subbing Bobby out for Miles or subbing Miles Turner out for Bobby, I felt like, it wasn't his fault in overtime that he gets an offensive board and they're missing shots, right? So maybe you could be a little more confident if you're putting him in to be a scorer. Let him score. Let him build off of that night that he had offensively.
Well, how many did he have in overtime since they took Miles Turner? So again, that's
right,
part of it. Maybe if he was sitting his ass on the bench, I wouldn't have nothing to say about him. But you were in the game for Miles Turner, so now I'm talking about. So maybe it is Doc that we should have a problem with for doing. Again, that was part of the question as well. But again, I just don't understand it when you need defensive rebounds. And again, you could have predicted it. You could have predicted it when Grimes missed the free throw. We weren't going to get a rebound. It just wasn't going to happen.
Bobby's a better rebounder than Miles Turner. And we can't sit here and say that one technical foul cost us the basketball game when you got dudes on the court at backup point guard with 4 turnovers.
Oh, I know Cole Anthony sucks. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We started off talking how sorry Cole Anthony was.
But we talking about 1 point versus 10 potential points, 6, 7, whatever. And there's other dudes that had a whole bunch of turnovers, man. Hey, man, you don't like the Bobby Tech? That's cool. But this ain't on Bobby tonight. This is on this complete basketball team. And it's on Buckner for letting him sit in the zone and let Tyrese Maxey kill him. They ain't face guard him early enough. You can't do that. And if you putting Bobby on Paul George, I mean, even with no legs, Paul George is quicker than Bobby. And like JT said, though, this man is not the same way you can't expect Bobby to play defense, you can't expect Jericho Sims or Andre Jackson Jr. to go create a bucket for you. It's the same deficiency.
And you're right. And you know what? Also, though, I mean, I'm looking at this, and I glossed right on over this. So AJ Green played 36 minutes tonight, at 9 points, and was 3 for 5 from the 3-point line. That can't happen. That cannot happen. If AJ Green is going to be out there 30-something minutes, I'm going to need him to get more than 1/3 of the shots that every single other player in that starting lineup is taking. You have got to be kidding me. AJ Green shooting 5 points. Unless there's an elbow issue or shoulder issue, that cannot happen. And that's to me, that's got to be on Doc. You got to get that man. That man's got to get shots. He's 100% got to get his looks. There's no way. Well, and I like AJ Green. I like Derek Bird, but he has his limitations defensively. And if he is not out there shooting, how is he helping you? If you're not giving him chances to do what he does best, how is he helping you? I mean, there's a lot. I say this. My point behind all this is that tonight's loss, because I do tend to agree. This is not all on Bobby. This is not all on Gary Trent. This is a loss in the aggregate of basically meaning the sum of a few different things is why we lost this game. But when I look at that, the fact that Derek Bird took 5 shots in 36 minutes is crazy. Like that makes absolutely no sense.
Well, yeah, I agree. He's got to get more shots up. Some of that is on Doc Rivers as well. He did have a couple big ones that he hit in this game, but yeah, it's unacceptable that he only gets 5 attempts. How about at the end of the game, excuse me, when Rollins is in this ISO and basically runs upside the court and just pulls a fadeaway 3? Why is AJ Green your best 3-point shooter? Why is he not in that action? Why is there not a screen there? We're looking to get something going, and maybe it's a pass back on the screen if they don't appropriately switch it or whatever they're supposed to do. Not even in the action. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. But yeah, I agree. Adrian's got to get more shots up. He's a good shooter, especially when he's shooting 3 or 5. Is that on Doc? Is that on AJ? I saw a couple times. William Ranger super chat says, "How about we put some blame on Kuzma for blowing layups to start the game and shooting hero threes to end the game?" I thought that there was one that Kuzma took in the 4th, I think. But you know, what happens before it is some of the stuff I hate. I believe it was AJ who pumped. Just shoot the ball. Shoot. Y'all guys got
There's a
Giannis
lot of that
is not
going
on. There is
that going on.
Giannis is not on the floor. And when Giannis is on the floor, I get maybe being hesitant and as make sure we get Giannis. Yeah, I'm always looking for the big fella. Understood. When Giannis ain't on the floor, you got to pull. And I think he pumped, and the defender got in his area. He kicked to Kuzma, and Kuzma, he took the shot. And again, I would have rather AJ Green took that shot. But same thing with Miles Turner. Miles had one like that too, and I think Kuzma ended up taking the 3. I think that was late in the clock where there was 6 seconds on the shot clock, and just I think Kuzma probably could have tried to get to the rim or do something else with it. But there was 6 on the clock, and he pulled. I don't remember that, but he did have a couple layups that he missed to start the game. But again, Kuzma, we talked about it. Kuzma seems to me like a lot of times it's bunches of good and then bunches of blah or bad. I did think defensively, I thought Kuz was solid for most of the game tonight. But again, they were in that zone trying to make things happen. I thought Rollins was, in that zone, and I get it. There were a lot of opportunities for Maxey to get shots, but I thought Rollins had a couple steals on Maxey late in the game as well. I think in overtime he had one, maybe forced a turnover at the end of the 4th too. But yeah, man, just again, all combined just wasn't enough for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight as they lose 123-114.
Gary Trent Jr. too, man. You got to play better. You got all this, the offensive foul that he got, which I felt that was bogus. But, I mean, it is what it is. Because Maxey definitely fouled him before he got there. But you got to be better than this. I don't need you 35-point game that you were against the Indiana Pacers. but you got to be able to give us 12 to 15 and good solid shots. And like Chris mentioned, we get an offensive rebound in overtime, and you're a stone cold shooter. We kick it out to you, and it's a brick. I'm not even upset at Kuz, and I mean, I do think Kuz needs to be better. He needs to get in there and mix up and rebound the basketball better. I think everybody above 6'5" needs to get 4 rebounds from now on for this Milwaukee Bucks team. But I'm not mad at Kuz for the shots. Did they have a shot at going in? Hell no, man. It was like Stevie Wonder on the putting green. But at least he's shooting that joint. Don't hold the ball in your pocket. You can't take him with you like we took the goddamn foul to give with us. It's just stupid, man. It's stupid basketball tonight. What they say? What they say? You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. We got a great ass stupid prize tonight. A big ass L to hold.
Yeah, and I think lastly for me,
and Kuz had it. I don't know if you said this earlier or not, but didn't Kuz go on like a 7-8-0 run?
He went on a 7-0 mini run on his own in the third. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, so you see some good things from Kyle Kuzma. And again, this is Kyle Kuzma's second game in the starting lineup. Is that right?
Who? Say it again.
Kuzma's second game in the starting lineup.
No, I think this might be this one's probably third or fourth.
Maybe third or fourth game in the starting lineup too. I mean, yeah. Again. One thing that I would say about Kyle Kuzma in this year, and it is palpable at this point, it's the fact that the reckless Kyle Kuzma that you saw in the past seems to have gone away. I get maybe there's some questions about some shot selection here, but Kyle Kuzma before, y'all know, I mean, he would just go on. He just had these moments where it just be like 3-4 straight possessions, and you like, man, what's going on out there? And that has gone away, and I think that is significant. So. Man, we're seeing a lot of good from Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, yes, with some of the shots, maybe not the best, maybe not. But I think he's no longer. I don't think we can call Kyle Kuzma a liability offensively at this point.
Yeah, your issue is that's now trickled down to everybody in between, right? That's trickled down to Cole Anthony. That's trickled down to Gary Trent Jr. It seems as if really the only guy who goes into the lane and has a plan at this point is Ryan Rollins, and he's just off of his, this is his first season as a primary ball handler, so that's a problem in itself. A lot of times guys are playing over their limitations, trying to overcompensate for their bad play. Cole Anthony and Gary Trent Jr. immediately come to mind with that. It's like, okay, Gary, your best game as a Buck was against the Pacers. How many threes did you hit in that game? What, 11, 12, something like that? And, you're not going to get it back. You're not going to get that rhythm back by trying to drive through 3 defenders and laying up floaters that just have no shot at going in, right? Like Cole Anthony, you're not going to get back into a groove by just driving to the rim as hard as you can, jumping and trying to find somebody on the perimeter to pass it to. Like, he's making too many passes mid-air. You shouldn't do that. And so, yeah, I think that those like bonehead plays have now trickled down to the other guys offensively, and that's part of the reason why we're struggling so much, I think, with the turnovers and with nobody being able to get into a rhythm.
Again, I see some people in the comments, asking, talking about the people dribbling life out of the ball, that kind of thing. Don't forget the Bucks when Giannis is not on the floor. This is the 30th ranked offense in the NBA with Giannis not on the floor. They are dead last in offense. So that is the group without Giannis playing. That is the group that you're rolling out there. You're rolling out the last ranked offense in the NBA. So I thought tonight for them to put up 114. I actually thought it was a pretty good night offensively. Rollins leading the charge, doing some of that. Again, to me, it was defensive rebounding. Where you need to win this game, you had an opportunity to do it, and you just didn't. I'd see some other comments saying that Kuzma says Kyle is still reckless. Yeah, but to the extent I would say when he first got here, it was like 4 or 5 reckless plays a game.
Yeah,
and it's down to like 1 or 2. So you'll take that. He's still crazy. He has a better whistle than Giannis. So those times he goes to the basket kind of reckless and it's just kind of it's funny. I talked about Wes Matthews. He made a point that we made on the show about Kyle Kuzma being he didn't say it in these terms, but basically a very, very, very poor man's Giannis, where you're just charging to the basket, put your head down, and you're trying to get to the cup, and he does that, and he does it. Again, he's done it at a much higher success rate this year than last year. He gets to the free throw line a lot. I think if Kuz was giving you 17, I'm gonna take it because I know that the defense comes with it. I would have liked a few more rebounds. He had 4 assists tonight, 2 steals, 1 block. I thought that again, you talk about the biggest shot. You talk about the biggest shot that Miles Turner's had. It was a Kuzma assist that got it. And again, on one of those reckless plays, he almost lost the ball too. So again, I thought overall, I thought it was a good night for Kuz, but again, it just wasn't enough. And I think these margins is where we have to figure it out. And I know somebody asked about why is Pete Nance not playing? Should you play Mark Sears? What do you have to do to get Andre Jackson Jr.? Could he have stopped or slowed down Maxey? And for that answer, I don't think so because the Bucks, they just weren't playing man to man. So I mean, I don't know what the point would be of putting Andre Jackson in to let him run a zone. I don't see that. I don't see how that would have helped, but maybe he would have got rebounds. I don't know. Amir Coffey didn't play either. I don't know, man. The Bucks got to figure some things out. They got to do some soul searching because they still have some tough games that are coming up. They're gonna have to try to win in these next couple weeks without Giannis.
Mark Sears and I love what Pete Nance did in the Hornets game. He's had some bright spots, but I mean, yo, man, we reaching. These dudes don't know how to win yet. And I'm talking about the entire coaching staff and everybody on the floor with 34 being out there. This is growing pains, man. It sucks. Now watch them come back and beat the Detroit Pistons, and then everyone will come back and, oh, man, this guy, that guy, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, the things that really stick out to me, like a sore thumb, is the offensive rebound. Like, I can understand the offensive rebounding in the zone. You cannot let them get an offensive rebound when you're down 3 and Grimes misses one in overtime. Like, you got to get that ball. I don't know what you got to do, but you got to get that ball. And the only stop for Maxey tonight would have been put Andre Jackson Jr. and let him shoulder check him into the stanchion or something like that. And that ain't the way we play basketball in Milwaukee, man. I wasn't upset that Trey tried to put this whole shit on Bobby Portis, man. But, before that, I was good, man. I was like, hey, man, you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. But, Mark Sears is just crazy, man. Like, Mark Sears, look, great collegiate player, phenomenal dude at Alabama.
Listen,
he's not coming in his basketball game doing anything with Tyrese.
But he's not. Well, let me ask you a question. Could he? Is he? The question is, can he control the game better? It's not. No. Can he stop Tyrese Maxey? Absolutely not. Can he control the game better than Cole Anthony and not be wrecked? That's the question I'm asking. Can he be more effective than Cole Anthony? And I'm getting to the point where Cole Anthony's so ineffective that I don't know.
I'm a ride with Cole Anthony still because Cole Anthony has an NBA experience and stuff like that. Like, I feel like Mark Sears, he has a lot of potential, but it's so much more to go in this basketball world than what he did. And I mean, hey, I still think Cole is struggling, man. He had one good game for the Bucks, but Cole got to play better, man. And you wearing the 50 and honor your daddy. And I ain't trying to call the man daddy out, but you're not honoring him right now. Like, right now, it's tough to say who was the worst Buck, Greg Anthony or Cole Anthony. Damn, I just said something negative. I ain't supposed to do that.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not sure what Mark Sears can do, but I certainly want to see it. I want to see it at this point. Let's see because I'll tell you what, if Mark Sears gets there, I guarantee you Mark Sears can put up more than 5 shots. Mark Sears would have come in, maybe he puts in 6-7 shots. Maybe half of them go in. Something. I think the problem, again, the issue I have with Cole Anthony is expectations because of what you just said, Justin. You got the NBA experience. You've shown flashes. You've done this. And you out here again, and I just don't know what happened. It's like they got you. Somebody find this man a gold lamp. Let him rub that thing a few times, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Get him some George Webb.
You said what?
Get him some George Webb. He'd be all right.
Yeah, right. Well, I was thinking more Genie, popping out the lid. But okay, yeah, George Webb might get him right too. Maybe not. The last thing we do is get that man extra grease, make his stomach messed up. But yeah, I mean, I think Sears. I think I would want to see Mark Sears. Let's see what Mark Sears has got. Look, you got to do something because the guys you're expecting it from aren't giving it to you. Maybe Mark Sears can come in and make a couple plays. You won't know until you do give him that look. But here's my question to you guys. So we're in the pain cave at this point. We're in it. We're in it, right? We're not deep in the pain cave. We're not lost in it to the point to where we're like overwhelmed, but we're in the pain cave at this point. We are. So I guess my question to you guys is, when do we get out? Is it Saturday against Detroit? Is it Monday against the Blazers? When you guys think we and then I don't really want to go here, but I'm kind of go here. If we don't get this win on Saturday and we somehow just take this lethargic approach, especially defensively on Monday, and we somehow make the Blazers get this dub, right? Well, then where's the next one coming? I mean, because I think that he probably got something for us. The playing the Knicks again, I don't know. I guess if we don't get a win this Saturday or Monday, are you worried that we may not get another win until Giannis comes back?
No, I think it's the NBA. You get a win at some point. I don't think they're gonna lose 8 in a row. I think they'll find a win somewhere in there. But we'll see. I think they'll get a win. I don't think they'll beat Detroit. I'm looking at Portland, see if we get a win there.
I think we can beat Portland. I think we should beat Portland. But then after that, it don't look great. I mean, we got the Heat after that, and then we got the Knicks.
And wasn't it I think we beat the Knicks without Giannis before already once. Was that the Knicks or was that the Warriors beat without Giannis?
We beat the Warriors without Giannis. We beat the Knicks without Giannis.
Warriors.
It was the Warriors. Sorry,
the Warriors without Giannis. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's gonna be tough. We'll see, how it looks. But again, at the end of the day, they're not gonna be. If you can't rebound the basketball, you're gonna be tough sledding, beating anybody. And they have to get that. They have to get that resolved, and maybe that means Sims plays more. Maybe Ajax plays more. At SteelerFace21 on the super chat says, guys, we're out here talking about Pete Nance, Mark Sears, Alex Antetokounmpo. We have reached rock bottom. That is a very interesting point here. That we, related to what the Bucks are doing when we're talking about Mark Sears. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But again, I need some people. Oh, he's not better than Cole. It's not going to take much to be better than Cole Anthony. I mean, again,
just take care of the basketball, run the offense.
Yeah, run the offense.
Realistically, yeah. And that's what he's done, I would say, in those garbage time minutes. Not that that's super impressive at all, but I mean, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a guy that's not going to turn the basketball over and play within the offense, there's nobody better to do that than somebody that's just fighting for their life in the NBA, right? Like somebody that wants to stick around. What is he, on a two-way? Yeah, and I think he can make shots. I really think he can. So, I mean, if you're looking for somebody that can at least control the basketball, maybe you give him a shot.
And then Random User 181 says, you guys are slowly coming around to the rebuild with these Mark Sears takes. If we're playing Sears, trade Giannis. Yes. No, I'm just waiting until Giannis gets back. Wait until KPJ gets back. Yeah. When KPJ comes back, I don't need Mark Sears. Again, every team does. Who the hell was Philly playing tonight? They were playing absolute bums out there and found a way to win. Again, it's the NBA. You find guys, you plug and play. And when you have your guys out and you try to make yourself, you try to find wins. That's how this thing goes. You play some two-way guys. You play some rookies. You play some young players. You're waiting until your guys get. I don't understand. Well, you might as well trade. No, I got guys out. That's the problem. I got guys out. I'm trying to make it until my guys come back.
Including the guy that you're talking about, you might as well trade. He out too.
Right,
hey, man. Yeah. So I guess my question for y'all brothers is, and y'all in the chat too, when do we make the call to Oshkosh? Like, do y'all want to see Dennis Smith Jr. come down here? You want to see Victor Oladipo come down here, get some spot minutes? Because I'm going to take Oladipo over Mark Sears.
But again, but here's the thing. To do that, you don't have a roster spot for those guys. So that means somebody has to go for you to – they're not two-way guys. I believe they're signed to the herd. I don't think you can't just bring. They're not on two-way contracts where they can go back and forth. So you'd have to actually cut someone.
It takes a transaction to make that happen.
You'd have to add them to the active roster because we don't have a roster spot available.
So one of them brothers got to go, or Mark Sears got to go.
One of them brothers not going.
And and the question is, how is Victor looking at the herd? But which is, I mean, have we seen any reports? How's Victor? I mean, I can't believe he's there in the first place.
They said he's looked good in brief spurts and moments and stuff like that. But my concern is just the condition that it takes. But I mean, you got Oladipo down there. We just signed Dennis Smith Jr. to the Wisconsin Herd, and you got Johnny Davis. And I think any one of those three guards, and Johnny's not a point guard, but I hate to say this about Cole, but I just got to keep it a buck, man. And I really hate to do it, man. Cole's not playing good basketball right now. That's what I'm going to say. I think any one of those three dudes we just mentioned from the Herd are hungry and they're ready to be here. If Cole not going to hoop, man, I'm sorry. You shouldn't even be in the 50 right now. How about that?
Yeah, I'll say I'm skeptical. I think all those guys, you Dennis Smith Jr., you down there to her for a reason. Victor Oladipo, you with the her for a reason. I don't think if those guys could really help, I feel like they would be on a roster. They haven't made a roster. I don't see it. King says GA give Bucks 25 games before. I don't think he's again. Why you're gonna ask for a trade because you got hurt? I got that's my lot. Like, so you go to another team, you get hurt. What are you gonna do then? How does that? Are you gonna magically be? Unless only team I've seen him play for till they end their season is Greece. That's the only team he find a way for. Somehow all the important games for Greece, he find a way to get his ass on that damn court. So unless you got a Greek flag on there, I don't know that he's gonna make them games.
You're not lying. Now that is true. That is. I mean,
all facts.
Any way you put it, that is true. There's a degree of loyalty that Giannis has to the Greek national team, and he finds a way to play. And he has played for this Greek national team when he has not finished seasons for the Bucks. Now, that is a sore spot. That is a pain point, and I don't really want to dig into that now. You know, don't kick us while we're down, but I can't say that you're lying right now. Giannis 100% is committed to playing for that Greek and does not miss game. He may have missed a couple games.
He missed a couple games, but
but for the
he missed the little play-in or whatever kind of tournament. But when it comes to the actual tourney, he gonna be there.
But for the most part, yeah, and that is a sore spot.
Hey, can I say one thing? And I'm sure I'm gonna piss the people in Greece off. I don't give a shit. You doing all that stuff for a goddamn bronze medal? It's a damn bronze. You ain't winning gold. You putting your body on the line to not be available for the team that's paying you $60 million, $50 million to go and be in third place and talk about it's one of the greatest accomplishments you ever had in your life. Well, you should have kept your ass in Greece then.
Mark Gomes says, you do know the NBA season is 82 games and FIBA is 6 weeks. Stop it. Yeah, I also know that the Greek national team doesn't pay Giannis $50 million. I know that as well. That's what I know.
Full-time job.
Right. So anyway, got to figure it out, man. At the end of the day, these guys got to figure it out. They got to find ways to impact. Again, tonight, we're down because the Bucks lost, but they were in this game. They could have easily won. They could have easily won this basketball game. They should have. Again, I've said it before. It's tough sledding when. So again, 9-point game. Ryan Rollins plays 40 minutes. Tyrese Maxey plays 46 on a back-to-back. So, and Tyrese Maxey was the best player on the floor by far, and he plays 6 more minutes than your best player. It's going to be tough to win those games. And again, somehow we're the only team that every other. Again, I'm not calling Ryan Rollins a star, but every other time the star on another team is playing 4, 5, 6 more minutes. When Giannis at 32 minutes. Luka's going to be at 38. Name your pick. Name your guy. The other star is going to play 5 or 6 more minutes than our best player. And it's 5 or 6 more minutes on the court. It's a lot of time. And that's how you get beat by 9 points.
So Maddie makes a great point. She says, the people of Greece are mean to him. Let's be honest. Listen, mean is a nice way to put it.
Back before they figured out that he could play basketball, they was mean to him. They nice to him now. Yeah, they love him now.
Right.
Before they figured out he tall. He can run and jump.
That's exactly what they said. Oh, he's tall. Right. Like come on, man.
Who for the motherland?
I thought at one point he probably had to wear the jersey around so they wouldn't think he was, so they would look past what the
right. They wasn't buying them trinkets when he was selling them on the street.
I don't know, not the fake hats.
They wasn't buying them fake hats.
Not the fake hats.
And they saw
the Rolex is off his table.
They saw his shot. Now he a star.
Okay,
man.
So one question. So Mark Gomes makes a great point when he says the reason Giannis is getting hurt is because he's carrying the franchise on his back year over year with little to no help. Stop it. Well, so some of this, I think a lot of Giannis's game is predicated on athleticism. It is, and it is predicated on just literally being more physically dominant, being quicker, faster than a lot of the guys that he's going up against, and so he just creates this mismatch. But I would say, though, when you do play the game as explosive as he does, and when you do have a game like that, I do think you probably are a bit more susceptible to wear and tear, soft tissue injuries, especially in a longer season and the older you get. So I'm not sure it's because he's carrying the franchise on his back that's leading to injury. But I certainly will say he is doing a lot, and he is covering up a lot. And, if it is a situation where you can back off some of his minutes to keep him healthy, then I certainly hope Doc would do that.
But this is an epidemic around the entire NBA. This isn't. I hear you about the carrying franchise. This is all start. Cam Thomas for Brooklyn out. Brandon Miller out. We've seen LaMelo Ball out. Cleveland, Darius Garland out. Jared Allen is day to day. Dallas, Anthony Davis out. I'm just going down the list. Detroit, they just got Cade Cunningham back. He missed a bunch of games. For them, Kuminga was out. You can go down the list of players. Obi Toppin out. Neesmith out. Kawhi Leonard out. Bradley Beal done for the year. Go down the Tyler Hero out. Go down the list of players. Jordan Poole out. Murray tore his Achilles. OJ Anunoby out. Go down the J-Dub for OKC. Go down the list. Banchero out. Go down the list of guys. There's so many players. Sabonis just tore his meniscus out. Castle from San Antonio out. Wembanyama out. Go down the list. Everybody, and that's why this whole thing, Giannis is going to ask out. To what? Go to another team and have to carry the load because another superstar is out? That's how this is the NBA. That's a broader problem. It's a different problem than we're even talking about. This is a thing every year now. And I'm not just talking about bums. The biggest players in the game, every single LeBron just came back. Luka Doncic had a period. He was this is the NBA. Brunson out. This is the NBA. So guys are always hurt, and I don't know that I can attribute to the style of play. We named a bunch of guys who all have different styles that they play, and they are dealing with injuries.
But we got to keep it a buck on Giannis, and we talking about Giannis carrying the franchise, and we absolutely know he does, and he's done it since he's been a Milwaukee Buck. But part of the reason we're in this mess of a situation is because of him. He's the one that wanted Damian Lillard here. We got Dame here. It didn't work. Now you want your two brothers here. That's not working. And, by the way, you're out there in Greece where they didn't want you. And Mark says now you're a god in Greece. Yeah, it's convenient for you to be a god in Greece. What Mike Jones say? What'd he say? Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Yeah, now all you Greece people want to be on him. You didn't even know what the hell an Antetokounmpo was. You was trying to deport his whole damn family back to Africa. He should take his ass and go hoop for the damn motherland with Luol Deng and the rest of them brothers. The hell we talking about? He's carrying his team because he put us in this shit. So you get your ass in it, you get your ass out of it. So Giannis, get healthy and let's go back and win a damn championship. Pissing me off.
It is a good point for Steeler Face 21. It says we're the only one of those teams leading. We named all those teams. It says we're the only one losing. You're right. Detroit went on a run without Cade. Atlanta had Trae Young out and was winning without him. That's not a bad point that Steeler Face makes. That Yeah. There other teams are finding ways to win with guys out. We shaped our roster a little different. And again, this Bucks team's they're gonna need some help. There's no question about it. They're gonna need some help.
It'd be helpful if they acquired better young talent too, but I think that's why you see some of these teams that, like Detroit, they get 25 points from Danis Jenkins, who was just a good college player for St. John's. Like, there's just so many things you can point to.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. So, Bucks got to figure it out, man. They got to figure it out. I do think they will. I think they're gonna. I got questions about Saturday, but I got a feeling a win is on the horizon. But right now they're 8-8. Got to get this ship turned around. Before
Ray, can we get more than one? Can we get more than one in the next 10 days?
Yeah, you got I don't know. I lost the schedule, but yeah, you got a couple coming up that you got. So yeah, like you said, it's Detroit. It's gonna be tough. You got the Blazers, which again you got to beat. So again, the Blazers, you gotta get that one. I think you can get one between the Heat and the Knicks. I think you can get the Heat. I do. I think it'll be again. I think it'll come down. I think that Heat game will come down to the wire. And again, are you gonna make the plays at the end of the game over another team? And if you don't, you'll lose. If you like tonight's game was easily within the like. I think a lot of people said, "Oh, there's no way you beating." Tonight's game was within reach. And you weren't able to make those plays at the end to figure that out. So
you being nice. Tonight's game wasn't within reach. It should have been a win.
Agreed. Yep.
Now, if we beat the Heat, what it's going to take is for Miles Turner to outplay Bam.
Miles has to do. I think some of this rests on Doc. Doc's got to put guys in better positions. Like, I'll give you another example. That play where Rollins, I think it was in the fourth, Rollins is driving, and, I mean, he clearly is trying to throw a small little lob in to Miles, and Miles immediately looks as if he's taking a shot, which I could get it if he was, but to me, Rollins was angling the entire time to get him a nice little drop, little pass in there. But, again, an aggressive center is looking for that basketball. And Miles not an aggressive center. I don't know why he's looking like he's gonna get the rebound anyway. He ain't get no damn rebound. But right. And again, DeAndre Ayton was going for 20 and 10. Now, to his credit, this is Miles Turner's first double-double as a Milwaukee Buck. So I would give him credit there. But it just has to be better. All around it's gotta be better. And again, Miles Turner, for the amount he's getting paid, you're getting paid like the second best player without Giannis. So you really should be the best player when Giannis is on the floor. Tonight, I would say Rollins was better than him.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. You could probably make an argument Kuzma was better. Well, you're talking about both teams. I was just talking about the Bucks. Well, yeah, no, you look at the Philly. Yeah, they have multiple guys. But just on the Bucks, I mean, I guess I could say he was maybe our third best guy tonight. I don't know. You maybe we argue he was second. I don't know. You could argue he was second.
Let me ask you, that pass you're talking about, and Miles is definitely boxing out two dudes, and I mean, hell, it's a struggle for you to get a rebound. Just keep it a buck. Jericho Sims dunks that basketball, I feel like.
For sure.
And that's what we need Miles to do, though. Finish at the rim. Like we saw it in, what was it, the Knicks game, wasn't it? Where he pump faked and went to the basket and gave that great poster to somebody. We ain't seen it since then. And I'm not asking you to back down and create shots and shoot off one leg like Giannis does. Like, we get it. You're not him. But you gotta have a sack, dog. Just keep it a buck. You gotta have a sack. He ain't.
But I am asking you to back down. Dominic Barlow, I need you to give him work. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to give him work. Overtime elite guy. Give him work.
Facts.
Super Chat NYC Randy. He says Giannis averaged 38 minutes per game when Griffin was the coach. If you don't think that has Doc's hands all over it when he used to rest Kawhi in LA daily, the Kawhi thing's a little different. I will say, because Kawhi gets paid not to do work. Kawhi's not about to. He ain't doing. Yeah, you got to do it. I understand that. You got to do it with Kawhi, but the Giannis thing again, and that's why That's why Adrian Griffin was winning those games at a 70% clip, because he knew I got to play my guy 36, 37. You can cry all day long. I don't like the way they're winning. I'm going to win them. You don't like it. We're going to, at the end of those margins, at the end of the games, again, I don't know how it would have turned out, but I wonder if you I need 6. If Rollins give me 3-4 more minutes of on-court play, I don't know how that turns out. But instead, I got Maxey, who I know is cooking, who plays 6 more minutes. And again, they won the game. And Max was a huge part of that. So
crazy take. Adrian Griffin was the right hire.
And listen, man, Adrian Griffin had this team humming offensively. There was no question about what they were doing from an offensive perspective. Yes, the defense wasn't good, but I mean, it ain't been good since it ain't been good on their dock either. I wish we would have finished that season, see how that thing went. To be honest,
JT, if you put Adrian Griffin's defense with Miles Turner versus an aging, God bless his soul, Brooke Lopez, do you think it's different then?
Yes, I do. I mean, I don't like AJ on defense. I don't know, but still, I mean, I think, yeah, I would like to see how this thing played out with Dr. Griffin. And call me a Dr. Griffin truther if you want to, but I mean, I saw what I saw. Y'all saw what y'all saw too. I saw historic offense. Y'all know I am not the guy to talk about when it comes to listen, man. I don't care if you play defense if you can score 3 more points than the other team or 5 more points than the other team. If you can play defense in spots when it's time to lock in, fine. But if you can score at the rate that this Bucks team, historic clip, why are we talking about this? The historic clip that the Bucks were scoring at under Dr. Griffin, man, hey, you're not going to win every game, but you can win a whole lot.
Yeah, Doc is 74-62 as the Bucks head coach, 2 first-round exits. I'll just leave it at that. Is that great?
I just don't understand. What I don't get is how he was such a commodity that the Bucks needed to lock him up mid-season to keep him from going somewhere else. I guess, guys, I don't know, but again, that's a
good point, though. Locking someone up mid-season, and then we got a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of Bucks fan nation talking about trade for this guy or that guy, and you put someone out of where they were to here, and I'm not certain that is the key that starts the ignition that gets us to where we need to be. So, I mean, we just got to find a way to learn how to win basketball games at this point. And Ryan Rollins, he was absolutely amazing tonight. He got to be better. Gary Trent Jr., you're a better basketball player than that. Bobby, you're better than that. Miles Turner, you're better than that. AJ Green got to shoot the damn ball. Like, we got a lot of dudes out here who are better than what they showed tonight. Oh, and by the way, we lost to an NBA All-Star tonight because we didn't lose the Sixers. We lost to Tyrese Maxey tonight, in my opinion.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. This is just petty walk off from this conversation, but I will say this: Anthony Griffin. We got rid of Dr. Griffin when he was 31-13. I don't know about y'all, but boy, I sure hope there's another day we see this team be 31-13 because that feels like eons ago. And I'm not confident that this team will be 31-13 ever again without some significant moves.
Yeah. I do have to address Mark Gomes incorrect on Griffin made a respected decision quit the week before season start. That is just untrue.
What did he say?
He's saying he made what's the name quit. Terry Stotts got out here and showed his ass. Let's keep
right. Stotts didn't.
Stotts out here showing his ass. You gotta go.
Yeah, Stotts. Yeah, and also here's the other thing. Talk about, man. I'll say this. This is I've talked about it before. I won't go linked about it. But again, you can't force hires on people. Terry Stotts and Adrian Griffin didn't know each other. So the organization made him hire Terry Stotts, who he never wanted to hire in the first place. So again, you can't if you're gonna hire a coach, you gotta let the guy coach. You can't hire him and then tell him what to do. That doesn't work. And that's why things didn't go, I think, the way that people thought they would. So again, here's the thing: if you don't think it was the right hire, that's fine. But you hired him, and so once you hire him, you gotta let the guy do the job, and they didn't do that. And the funny thing is, Doc, he gets fired, and it's funny because he knew exactly what was happening, because Terry Stotts would have taken over this basketball team. And remember, Doc Rivers is down consultant, and who took over the damn basketball team? The guy that had consultant took over your damn team. So he knew exactly what Terry Stotts was there for. Oh, come on now. You know exactly what happened. You know exactly what was about to go on there. And that's what happened. Anyway, Bucks lose it tonight. They dropped to 8-8. Let's go to Twitter and see what Twitter has to say. Wisconsin HFC says, was in the arena tonight, just got home to the Malibu of Midwest. That's not a game we should have lost. Doc needs to stop blindly giving the bench lineup so many minutes. Cole Anthony, especially, his turnovers are just backbreaking in these close games. We go again Saturday. At JR Horvath says, we overvalued.
What's the Malibu of the Midwest?
I don't know where he's saying he's.
Can we tweet back to him and figure out where the Malibu of the Midwest is? Yeah, we need to get Chris King up there because he had a tour of the state of Wisconsin. You need to go see the Malibu of the Midwest. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
I will tweet that now. Where's the Malibu of the Midwest? And I will let you know what the answer is. At BSD Gazelle says, disappointing loss. This team has way too many bad players. Cole, GTJ, Bobby, Sims, Coffee, and Harris all stink. And if we're being honest, AJ Green's not this special. Another game where he barely shot the ball. At AZip70 says, brainless Doc starts Bobby and has him guarding PG, who lit him up in the first 2 minutes of the game. Trent has been non-existent this year. Him and Cole are turnover machines. We will be well below 500 by the time Giannis and KPJ are back. At Sunk345 says, there's one and one reason only why this team is so bad. Greg Buckner. He should be fired after this game immediately. At 920 Rep says Trent needs to just be waived at this point. He's as bad of a losing player as Bobby, who also shouldn't have been re-signed. Let's do a couple more. At the Wisconsin kid says Portis on Paul George to start the game. It's the main reason we lost. Doc Rivers is an effing joke. A couple more. Brat Tat says at home rested versus team on a back-to-back. I don't care. Giannis is out. This is a bad loss. And then at Giannis_great says we are embarrassing. What excuse is Glenn going to make? Also, I'm calling out the Bucks fans for all the empty seats tonight. We are so ass. I am done. So there we go. That's Twitter. Okay, and there's Wisconsin HFC says Sheboygan.
Nice. All right.
So that is the Malibu of
Sheboygan is the Malibu of the Midwest.
Yep.
Rock with it.
Until December.
In their opinion, this is not a thing.
Yeah, it probably is. It's funny, and other things happening on Twitter right now. So Pacers fan found one of my tweets about Miles Turner, and they're kind of having some fun. So I said Miles is so damn sorry. MF don't even want the ball. I'll be tweeting during the game. Yeah, somebody said hashtag noticing, and then I see it.
Don't get blocked. You're
on your last leg.
I'm on the last leg.
You're on your last leg.
I'm gonna let it slide today.
Twitter wasn't that bad though.
No, it wasn't. I think it's not as bad when Giannis isn't play. Let me ask you guys one question, just because from Todd, and then we'll get to game balls and look around. Todd asked, I think he asked in the chat because I've seen a couple of the messages here saying trade Giannis. He said, give me one reason why you keep Giannis, why you don't. Basically, he's advocating to blow this whole thing up. It's over. It's done. Give me a round table. Everybody, give me one reason to keep Giannis on this basketball team and not blow it up right now.
So what kind of reason? Like what kind
Any
of
reason you give me a reason? That was his chat comment was give me a reason why basically we shouldn't blow this up and we should keep Giannis. Why we shouldn't go get as many. You could get a star player and 4 picks, 5, 6 picks. Why should you not start this whole thing over? Because he's basically saying it's a dead end. It's over. You can't get anywhere. We've gone as far as you can go. This is the best time to trade Giannis. And now he's saying, okay, if you don't think that, why? Give me one good reason why we shouldn't do that.
So I'll give you one good reason why we definitely shouldn't trade Giannis, because we don't know how to draft. So whatever picks you're gonna get in return, we're not gonna do nothing with them. That's the first issue. We're not gonna do a damn thing with a draft pick. Like, okay, somebody gives us 6 first-round picks. We're not gonna hit on none of them, not a single one of them. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I think you have a player where you have that generational player that still certainly has some tread left, and certainly still in the prime of his career. He's got, I'm going to assume at least 3 or 4 years left, probably in his prime, 2 to 3 worst case scenario. And I think he's a guy you can build around. Problem is we can't build nothing. Like we couldn't put Legos together with the draft picks that we get. We can't figure this thing out. That's the bigger issue. But I just don't think you trade Giannis, because the reality of it is you either trade to rebuild or trade to get better. And I'm not sure we can do either. That's really the issue. I think you stay in this holding pattern here because there's no path that I trust this team for improvement. And I do think that Giannis you don't even need a great team around him. You can just get a good team around him, get a solid, consistent team around him. And I think this team can make a deep run. So now I'm not ready to pull the plug yet. Having said that, if Giannis, and I'll say it again, if Giannis actually goes and says, I want out, I'm not coming back in, then I'm going to trade. We're going to trade him for a king's ransom. We're going to get any and everything we can. Hopefully it's players, because, again, draft picks, that's not going to help us. But hopefully, hey, and if a team doesn't have any assets, well, then they better get another team in. We have an 8-team trade if we got to get Giannis out of here if he doesn't want to be here. But I'm not ready to pull the plug on this thing yet with Giannis.
My specific reason would be you just haven't seen the whole ceiling of this team yet. You got 1 quarter of KPJ. You really haven't been that good with AJ Green and Gary Trent, and we know what their ceiling is as individual players. Haven't seen that yet. Hopefully, that's what I'm banking on. But you just haven't seen the whole ceiling of a team completely designed around Giannis post Dame Lillard era. So I want to see that first.
No, that's a good point, man. Those looks aren't as open as what they were 2 weeks ago when 34 is on the floor. But if you're a Bucks fan, if you're from the state of Wisconsin, if you're from Milwaukee, if you like the Cream City, you understand it's simple. It's the economics. He built downtown. There's an Indecumbo store in the Trade Hotel. We had a lot of good players come before him. I love Sidney Moncrief to death. We ain't got no Sid the Squid store. We ain't got no Kareem store. We ain't got no Young Money, Young Buck, Brandon Jennings store. He changed the entire what downtown is. He's the reason why we're going to have an all-star game in Milwaukee at some point. He's the reason why there's hotels popping up left and right. And it's not just a bad trade for the Milwaukee Bucks if they trade him. It's a bad state for the city of Milwaukee if you trade him. You better go to Jackson Churio because that's all you have left.
Yeah,
we'll
good.
No, I just said we'll still be here.
Yeah, no, listen, man. I think to your point, we just haven't. I gotta see this team all the way through. I need to see what they look like. I think they can compete. I think they can win it again. Do I think it's a championship roster? No, but I think they can get to. I think they can get out of the first round. I think they can compete. I think they can make some noise. And again, my whole thing, Todd, is we just rattled off all those injuries. You are one injury away. Say you got the Knicks first round. Boop. There goes Brunson's ankle. And guess what? I ain't making no apologies. People got past us with injuries. I ain't making no apologies if we got to get past somebody because they had somebody hurt. So again, I think that's you play it out. You see what happens. And you going in, and like I said, when Giannis is in the roster, when Giannis is in the lineup, I don't think there's nobody in the East that I'm afraid of when Giannis is on the court. Doesn't mean you beat everybody, but when Giannis is on the floor, I'm good. I think we're gonna have I'm gonna take my chances with Giannis. All right, Bucks lose at 123-114. Game balls. Let's do it. I'll start first with the game ball. Because you know me, you got to win to get in, and there's no place I'm going with the game ball outside of Tyrese Maxey. 54 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 46 minutes on the back-to-back, 18 of 30 from the field, 6-15 from 3, 12-14 from the free throw line, plus 18. You guys mentioned it. That's the only guy. That's who you lost to. You look at everybody else on the roster for the 76ers. Justin Edwards was a +2. Paul George was a +3. Drummond was a -1. Edgecombe was a +1. Yeah, Grimes a +8 and Barlow a +6. So you had some better numbers on the bench. They basically played an even game. Tyrese Maxey was the difference maker on every side of this thing. So again, Tyrese Maxey 100% gets the game ball for me. Tyrese Maxey, a.k.a. Joel Embiid, who, a.k.a. I'm a superstar all by myself, a.k.a. I'm going to win this game, a.k.a. back-to-back, I'm still playing, a.k.a. I'm going to beat you, a.k.a. put up 50, a.k.a. I didn't even sweat while I was doing it. Tyrese Maxey, game ball.
That's crazy work.
I'm just going off what I saw.
Maxey did look a lot like young AI with the braids and with those throwback Sixers jerseys and stuff like that. Let's just hope we can keep Maxey like AI, who never won anything in life, high school, college, NBA, never won a championship. But, he's great, though. Shout out to Reebok. I'm going to go Ryan Rollins. Because I ain't giving the ball to nobody on the Philadelphia 76ers team. I still feel like F him. I still feel like F Dikembe Mutombo. They got Scott Williams out of the game when he should have been in the game. We should have been in the 2001 NBA championship. I don't care what anybody says. 32, 14, and 6 is amazing. 32 points with 14 assists and feel like this dude could have played better is crazy to me. Ryan Rollins, a.k.a. the future of the Bucks, a.k.a. he's the new young money, young buck, a.k.a. what you call him, Trey? Buffs? That way you call him in Detroit?
Buffs, what up, though?
He got them buffs. He what up, though? Maxey gave him 50, but he gave him 32 and 14 right back, a.k.a. we going to buy some Rollins gear now, man. Like, you Bucks fans, you need Rollins gear.
For the record, Ryan Rollins joins Drew Holiday, Giannis, Dame, and Kevin Porter Jr. as the only Bucks to record 14 assists or more in a game this decade. Stat for you. Go ahead.
Open.
My game ball is going to go to whoever designed the court and put it in today after last night, working quickly. So I thought that court really fit our podcast too. I thought it was great. And yeah, so whoever's on that department of changing the courts from Marquette over to the Milwaukee Bucks gets my game ball, a.k.a. Marquette stinks, so we got to change the court immediately, a.k.a. get your own arena, a.k.a. didn't change much because we still didn't get a good look in regulation at the end.
I got to get my game ball. I'm going to do this for the first time in the history of this show. I'm going to do this. Y'all know I don't want to do this. It pains me. My game ball is going to have to go to Tyrese Maxey. He did everything he's supposed to do tonight. Tyrese Maxey, a.k.a. Roman Pierce, Robert Epps, Jody, Angel Mercer, Machine Gun Joe, Simon Stroud, all characters played by Tyrese. None of them can stop me. A.k.a. you might as well cover me in baby oil because none of y'all can stay on me. A.k.a. I'm still frying that ass 20 minutes after the game. A.k.a. I got out there and I got loose. I don't need Embiid. A.k.a. I'm tired as hell because I'm coming off a back-to-back, a.k.a. I earn my MF and paycheck, a.k.a. I don't owe nobody no child support. Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, 100%. Put an all-school. Put a heck of a performance tonight. He went absolutely crazy, and salute to that young man, balling out like that. And you know what? And I like to see Ryan Rollins compete, and I think Ryan Rollins also played an excellent game. But unfortunately tonight, I'm giving my game ball to Tyrese Maxey.
Classic, AKA from JT, as usual. There, good stuff. All right, Bucks lose it. Let's look around the league today. 123-114. Bucks are 8-8. The Magic beat the Clippers. Clippers are 4-11. See, this is what I'm talking about, Todd, and people in the chat saying blow it up. 4-11 is blow it up. Clippers, Kawhi and James Harden and whatever, they need to blow up that basketball team. You're 4-11. You give it up. I don't. That's not for the Bucks. Not yet. Grizzlies are 5-11, 137-96. They can blow it up. Spurs get a win tonight, 135-126 over the Hawks. They got, they got 26 from De'Aaron Fox, 25 from Caleb Johnson. So that's a good result for the San Antonio Spurs. Oh, it's just a few games on tonight. So not much on tonight the way it worked, the way things went out. NBA, that's why. It's NBA Cup night tomorrow for a lot of different teams. So, so tonight, just those 4 games. Let's see. Did want to address NFL tonight. Texans beat the Bills 23-19. It's an interesting draw. How about Davis Mills? Is he better than C.J. Stroud? We may have a quarterback controversy over there in Houston. And then, of course, Marquette. I was watching that game intently. The Dayton Flyers went to overtime and beat the Marquette Golden Eagles 77-71. The only thing I say about this game, I'll let you guys kind of go at it and let me know your thoughts. The only thing I say about this game is it showed me, I'll take a broader point, show me why I hate college basketball. Both of you, let me tell you, Chris, you think Marquette sucks. I'm sure Justin has something to say about Dayton. Both of y'all teams are ass. That's what I'm going to tell you. It was an ass fest out there. They were throwing ass left and right in that basketball game. How many turnovers did Dayton have? 20? 20? How many?
25.
Marquette.
25
how many? 25 turnovers in a 40-minute game. I believe Marquette had a career for under Shaka Smart. They had the most steals they've ever had in that era. I believe they had 20 steals. It was just insane. John, watch this game. Nobody could score. Both teams running a 1-3-1 or a 1-2-1. What the hell are we doing? We running all these exotic zones, man. This is a mess, man. Man up, play some basketball out here. I was disgusted with what I saw, is what I'll say. But Dayton does come away with the win, 77-71.
This is 2 years in a row. We have not beaten Dayton. This Marquette team is not as good as the previous the Marquette team you've seen in the last 2 years. That is clear. That is clear. I knew that once I saw this Marquette team play Indiana. Fortunately, I think at this point you just hope the team tries to do its best to compete in the Big East, because again, the Big East is really still wide open outside of UConn. So UConn and again, well, St. John's, you never know. Rick Pitino's got cooking up too, but we'll see. We'll certainly see what. Go laughing.
This might be bedtime.
Hey man, tired. I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired, man.
He said he's tired of this college basketball bullshit.
Man, I'm gassed. Been up since 5 a.m. Oh man. No. Yeah, I probably should have muted that.
It's all good. Midpoint too. You fought through it. That was nice.
Midpoint is crazy.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, it was a pleasure to just be able to watch, on the TV, Dayton and Marquette for 2 straight years, right? Like that's more power to Marquette for scheduling that home series, and Dayton just kind of owned them in both games. I thought realistically, I don't know how good this Dayton team is. They've got some pieces. They have a cohesion issue for sure.
Hey, Zero is nice. I like Zero.
on the Flyers, Dayton.
Yeah, what's his name?
Javon Bennett. Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah, he's right.
And he's small. And he's a small guard, and so that'll put us at some disadvantages. But yeah, the wings played really good too. It's just a situation where every year, a new basketball team is coming in. You got a couple of returners for Dayton, but outside of that, it's the transfer portal. We got that Keontae Jones who had that big block. He's from Madison, Wisconsin. Came from CSUN, California Southern University of Northridge, something like that.
Could have been somebody from Shaka. Shaka don't be wanting to be in that portal.
Exactly, and that gets to my broader point, right? Deshane Montgomery goes 8 of 11 from the field, transferred from Georgia, and he was great. And so, me as a Dayton fan, I've gotten used to that, right? I've gotten used to them. All right, this may be a new team this year because we're gonna have to fill out roster spots from the portal. And it just doesn't seem like Shaka's willing to do that at this point. And it's caught up to him because not only is it you're not recruiting the transfer portal, now it's an indictment on your developing players, right? Like you're getting all these high school guys. You got such a small margin of error now with high school guys, and are you going to be able to develop those guys into the next Cam Jones or into the next, I don't know, I know Tyler Kolek was a transfer, but are you going to be able to develop these guys into the next David Joplin? And if you can't do that, then you're searching for answers. You're left searching for answers, and that's what Shaka is right now. They're 3-3 on the basketball season. They've got Wisconsin and Purdue coming up. So if you're losing to Dayton in overtime at home, you've got some issues that need to be cleaned up ASAP. Otherwise, it's going to be an ugly year, and it shouldn't be that when you have the ability to flip around a team in the offseason and get some real impact guys. And I'm sure they would want to play for Marquette.
That's a good point. I think that, Chris, that's a really good point because a lot of times you see these coaches, and you've seen this in a multitude of college sports, they get in their own way. They get in their own way. Nobody told Shaka not to recruit out the portal. Nobody told Shaka that listen, continue to take a 2015 approach instead of a 2025 approach when it comes to roster building. And Shaka's gone on record and said he won't meet with agents. He's not going to do it. It's not going to happen. He's not. So, you do wonder how long this thing is going to be sustainable for Shaka because it seems like the recruiting game is kind of passing him by. Yes, he had some hits before with the transfer of the guys that you mentioned, but you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And I'm thinking at this point, this approach might be time. Because we were saying this last year too. This approach that Shaka's taken, I think you certainly have to make changes if you want a different result.
It's like Dabo in college football, right? Like you see why Clemson is kind of falling off a cliff because they're not really taking many transfers. And that's a sport where you got 50, 60 kids on the roster, right? So, it's proved to hurt more than help, I think. And yeah, it's just you got to get some impact experience guys because you just never know what happens when you're in those tight games with guys with experience. Are you going to pass up the big shot? Are you going to keep passing the ball until the clock runs out, or are you going to have somebody to go to? I know Chase Ross is a really good player, and he didn't shoot that basketball. He probably should have taken the last shot, but experience-wise, it just doesn't look like they have it. It looks like a ton of guys buried deep into the bench, and then you've got a couple of dudes in Ben Gold and Chase Ross, and then outside of that, you're kind of searching for answers when you could get somebody that could immediately make an impact.
Well, Chase just has to be better. And I think he's a better basketball player than what he showed the other night. But I got a question because we're doing a lot of Shaka. How many transfer players does AG have in Dayton the last 2 years?
Well, so there's 3 in the starting lineup right now. Durkak is from Rutgers. I said Montgomery and Jones. And then on the bench, I mean, they've got an NC State transfer. They got a Villanova transfer. Did you know Malcolm Thomas on Dayton is Eton Thomas's son? That played for the Wizards back then. But, but they got and last year they didn't bring too many transfers. They got Posh Alexander from St. John's and Butler, and then they got Jacob Connor from Marshall, who's still on the team. And then they got Zed Key from Ohio State. So like they have recruited the portal really well. I mean, Tumani Kamara was a transfer from Georgia, right? So that you could build around your core guys, but you still got to fill in the gaps here and there. You still got to grab one piece that may fit the next team. better. And so I think the portal approach has worked and it has hurt in some areas for Dayton, but it at least gives them a chance.
So AG's recruited the portal well, but he hasn't made a tournament. Shaka Smart makes a tournament every year.
He made
And
AG.
I mean,
Deron Holmes
this
was
is-
in the tournament 2 years ago. I don't know. That
Yeah,
Dayton team was in the tournament.
but-
They
When they
made,
lost
I mean-
to the University of Arizona.
yeah, that's true.
But
they
let's
went
just
the
be
second
real,
round.
right? Like this game is much more important to Dayton University than it is to Marquette. That's why you saw half the students go to the women's basketball game because they pissed on this game, and unfortunately the players did too. But I mean, if you weren't for Dayton, would I care about losing to Dayton? I probably wouldn't.
I mean, you
I
would
just-
certainly care if
Yes.
you weren't already have 2 losses on the season. Like, it makes it a lot easier to not care when you've already lost 2 out of
That's cute.
what,
But we lost 2.
5?
But y'all boys be watching us in the tournament every year.
I'm not gonna watch you there this year. I tell you that. I
Well,
could keep it a buck.
you
I
may
won't be
not.
seeing you there this year, so
You know what?
that's fine.
We may have a rematch in the NIT because what I saw from AG and them boys, like y'all terrible.
Who can be less ass? And it was Dayton. That's fine. I'll take it. We're on the road. It was an overtime game. We probably should have lost that game if they were to draw up something better. And we came out and found a way to win. Showed more guts.
I mean, that's amazing from the city of Dayton, Ohio. Y'all needed this win. This is what y'all have in Dayton. This win. Enjoy it. Hey, look.
You sound bitter.
If you so let me keep it a buck for a second. If you come to the state of Wisconsin, you got Marquette. Hey, you swept them. You got your broom out. You probably wouldn't sweep UW Milwaukee. Just keep it a buck with you.
Yeah, now we're
You
getting
probably
a little-
would.
Okay.
And if you took
We would
if you took
sweep
your ass up there to
UW
Madison,
Milwaukee by 30
if you
each
took-
game.
If you took your ass up there to Madison, Greg Garden and boys probably would have put your 30 piece on you.
Okay, well,
Hey,
I know you do the two.
Wait
I
a
know you
minute.
do the 2 teams thing, but that don't count.
Hold on.
Okay, you can't hang your hat on 2 teams. I got one
I
team,
just-
and we beat the other one.
I just hang my head on Marquette. You beat us in the regular season, and when the tournament come on, y'all in a milk carton. You're missing. You never there. Only thing you get is more white hairs and AG beard. He out there like, hey,
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna
AG
keep it a buck.
wasn't old.
I did it to the Hornets last year. The Dayton Flyers, poverty basketball.
Poverty basketball. That's crazy.
Wow.
Man, but
And your best NBA player probably wouldn't even suit up at Marquette.
all right, that's crazy. He won the National Player of the Year. Like I don't understand that. 2020 is a big part of our history at this point. They just couldn't play the tournament. He would have been the best player in Marquette, probably outside of maybe D Wade. He probably would have been better than Jimmy Butler, Jay Crowder, Big East Player of the Year. I know, whatever. He would have probably been the best player, second best player in Marquette history if Obi Toppin
Ooh.
played for Marquette.
Obi Toppin.
Okay,
What?
here we go.
Obi
How was that
Toppin
crazy?
wasn't
How
even
was
like
that crazy?
top
How was
five in
that
Marquette.
crazy? He was National Player of the Year.
God damn it, he not better than the Bucks coach in Marquette. What are you talking about? He not better than Bo Ellis.
Did Doc Rivers win National Player of the Year? No. Just saying. We can't just. Yeah.
Like, we talking about Obi Toppin. Sorry ass Obi Toppin.
I'm just
He
saying.
doesn't make it in Marquette. He doesn't.
That's
He went to
that's
Dayton
insane.
for a reason.
That's insane.
Nobody wants Obi Toppin. The goddamn Pacers don't want Obi Toppin. You talk about Obi Toppin? That
I'm
motherfucker
sure-
ain't better than Steve Novak in college.
I'm sure if there was a
Steve
transfer
Novak
portal
would
around
do
in
that.
2020, Obi Toppin would have been at a Power 5 school. Like,
Hey,
let's
but
be
like-
real. If he didn't have to sit out, they would have thrown him millions of dollars, and he would have played that season at a different school. So
Justin
so
just
the
said
notion
25.
that he wouldn't make the team at Marquette is asinine. It's asinine to say. Anyway, 2-0. I'm feeling good. We got our own arena, which is nice. Yeah, and I just feel like it's probably a home and home series you're
Well,
not
we
going to
gotta
see
keep it a
again
buck.
in a
You
minute
got-
because they know
you
what
got
happens.
your
They
own
lose every
arena
time.
because-
And we got Georgetown next week, who, if we beat Georgetown, we're 2-0 on the Big East just this season. So maybe we'll see you again if we're in that conference soon because right now Marquette ain't cutting it.
You got your own arena because you're in Dayton, Ohio, bro.
That's great. That's great.
Like You're not.
It's a
like,
mecca of college basketball. So I mean,
dude, we got. Hey, I know you think the world of AG.
I don't really necessarily think the world of him, but he knows how to beat Shaka Smart. And Shaka Smart's best accomplishment is going to the Final Four with AG's players. Let's talk about it. And he hasn't went to
the tournament. So if
he hasn't done nothing, let's be real, he hasn't done nothing since 2012 with VCU. He really, you guys settle for Sweet 16s. That's what you do. So he made a Sweet 16. He's good for life.
We settled for Sweet 16s. I mean, that
New Mexico State
16 is the equivalent of what you've been to in your whole college basketball existence. Like, look, let me.
They've been in a national championship, Justin. They lost to Lou Alcindor in '67.
When you in '67, your dad wasn't even thought of then. When you think of the state of Ohio, no one mentions Dayton.
Dayton might be the only.
No one.
That's fine. We have a.
Kids in Dayton don't even want to go to Dayton.
We had an Elite Eight in 2014, so that's we'll take that.
Dayton Marquette. Dayton gets it done.
This is the last time we have. Yeah, this is the last time we have to have this conversation. I'm telling you, they won't do it. They won't. It's stupid for them to schedule us because they know they're going to lose.
They should have had a trophy for this one. I don't know what they would have called it. They should have had one.
That's the only fucking trophy.
I just like the y'all arguing like brothers on this thing.
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth, and I like the fact that neither one of y'all was going back down, and y'all was both coming with that gas, and yeah.
Our season isn't cooked. Our season, that's it. Our season's not cooked right now. Marquette. It's trending towards
life
that.
support.
Life support. At least at large hopes.
3-3.
That Grim Reaper is coming for Marquette.
You're losing to Loyola. You're losing to Loyola, Maryland, Rhode Island, UNC Charlotte, and Davidson. Y'all done.
That's not gonna happen. They've got good teams in the A10 this year. We might have more bids in the NCAA tournament than the Big East.
So anyway, Marquette, Dayton 2-0. Dayton is over Marquette 2 years. They get the back-to-back wins over Marquette home and home. So they did it at their crib, did it in Milwaukee. Much respect to the Dayton Flyers, even though they are not first in flight.
They are first in flight, Trey.
No.
They're first.
That's okay. Let you slide, but they're not. That's okay.
Where were Wilbur and Orville from?
Where did they
build the plane?
Where did they fly the plane? They was in Ohio. I was like, we can't get no lift off over here. We gotta take this somewhere else.
That debate won't ever be settled, so I don't want to get into it.
All right. Todd says, I like all your arguing. I'll refuse to look at facts. At least Chris recognizes Marquette is done. Rando says Marquette is in a retirement home. No one's visiting. Steeler Face says, I love Marquette, but we are at best an NIT team. Not even that. Will Lindquist is much needed sports talk. My dudes love it. Always sports talk is ready to come. Well, let's do one more. At least I got it out.
Marhol with the heater.
Yeah. One more. I'm talking about the he says Milwaukee shithole, Dayton shithole, same thing, upside down.
I'll take it. It's shithole. I'll take that.
Hey, one more. I want to add. Did we talk about Shedeur last time?
Yeah.
Because official he started. Actually, I think we
talk about it?
Back into it.
I'll be forgetting. Did we? I guess I asked. What did you guys think? So he's starting this. He is gonna start getting all the reps. What do you think's gonna happen Sunday as Shedeur jumps into the saddle? And then man, that's crazy. I really don't remember us talking about it, but I know I talked about it some. But I don't know. Was he sabotaged? But again, if we talk about it already, fine. But give me your updated thoughts on Shedeur and what's gonna happen.
So this is just a weird situation with Shedeur and the fact that he's just not gotten any reps all year, because the thing is that I get it. Joe Flacco was your guy, so Dylan Gabriel maybe gets the reps behind it. But then when Dylan Gabriel becomes the starter, Shedeur Sanders is your number 2. You still don't have Shedeur Sanders getting reps in practice because you're saying, Dylan, we need to focus on the development of Dylan Gabriel. Which is translation. we need to see if we got something, or if we need to be drafting another quarterback. That's kind of what I'm translating that to. But now everybody said it at some point. Every single person said at some point this season he's going to play. He's going to have to play. Injuries happen, roster turnover, you name it. And now you're at that point where he plays. So the question you really ask is, how prepared is he? How big of the playbook? Because, I mean, how you're going to do all your installations with a guy in a week? I don't know. A guy who's never played before or really doesn't have that kind of experience as a rookie in a week, I'm not really sure. I will say I am encouraged that they do play the Raiders. And I also will say, given the fact that they play the Raiders and given the fact how the Browns defense, there is a chance that the defense can help put him in position to win. And it just comes down to maybe they 2,000 Ravens this thing, and maybe Shedeur Sanders they don't ask him to do too much, but he gets up there and does end up getting a dub. But I do not think the situation is ideal. And I think this Browns franchise has done this man no favors at all. He is not in an ideal situation, but hopefully he gets a chance to get out there and make plays.
My argument to that would be, I mean, regardless of what the situation is, this is what you need. You need the opportunity. You need to be out there, right? Whatever the outside factors are, whatever the product is, if it's a trash product, look, this is better than what he might have gotten in Baltimore. I mean, he would have played when Lamar got hurt, but they gave you the keys now. Let's see what you do with it. This is prime time. This is getting that opportunity as the quarterback one. You haven't seen much from Dylan Gabriel to make him a surefire starter. So go prove everybody wrong. Go prove yourself right. Prove yourself you can be a starter in this league. And that's all I'm going to be looking for on Sunday for Shedeur.
And to be clear, they gave him the keys. What's the keys to the rental car?
Right. They're still giving the keys.
They got the car off the Avis lot. All right, you can drive that.
I think he's set up to fail, and I think he will fail.
Why, though? Like, who cares? You got to go out there and prove that you belong, that you're the starting quarterback.
Yeah,
it's not given.
But nobody has been able to prove it.
Get a better team. Like
nobody's been able to prove it there in a very long time. Like Baker couldn't prove it there.
It's not even that.
At least they selected him.
Joe Flacco looked way better when he went to yes. I mean, I'm just true, but I'm just saying I think it is a Cleveland. It's just a Cleveland thing.
Yeah, but that goes with every Cleveland player in the organization, realistically. You could say that for Myles Garrett. They don't put.
But Myles Garrett goes out and balls. But what I'm saying is, I don't know. Deshaun Watson might still be decent. It could just be a Cleveland thing. If you put him somewhere else, I have no clue if Deshaun Watson might be able to play somewhere actually some competent football.
Yeah, that's true. The offensive line is typically trash.
It is very bad. So I think that. I think that Shedeur's going. He's going to have to play, and I think the biggest thing for him is not giving that job back. That will be success for him. Are you able to keep this job when Dylan Gabriel is fully healthy? And so whatever that looks like for him, we'll see. But I want to see him push the ball down the field.
Question: will they give him a chance to do that?
If he cooks, you ain't gonna have no choice. If he cooks, you don't have. The noise is gonna be too loud. I promise. You heard the reaction when Shedeur came into the game. And if people act like, oh, you just tune the crowd out. No, everybody heard that. Everybody knows exactly what that is. If Dylan Gabriel throw that goal, if Shedeur throws for over 175 yards, that's all they got to do, and don't turn the ball over, and push the ball down the field. If they put Dylan Gabriel back into that game, it's going to be worse than what Dallas is doing to Nico Harrison.
So
I think he hasn't seen the reps that he should have saw to prepare himself for this football game. And that's what I mean by he's set up to fail. And I think you got a whole bunch of people that are just waiting for him to fail. And I think Shedeur's best days are ahead of him on a different franchise.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I just I mean, on the outside looking in, it does seem like maybe there's a bit of tension between him and the front office. Like it clearly looks like this front office has not been aligned with the coaches too. But I like Chris's point. Chris is like, none of that matters. When that whistle, when that ball kicks off on Sunday, either you're gonna make plays, or you're gonna ball out or not. And the thing I really like though is looking at it from a macro level. You got a decent Judkins is probably your best rookie running back in the NFL. And I don't even think that. Oh, wow, Travion Henderson from New England.
Yeah.
Right. The 1A1. Funny thing, teammates in college. Imagine that, right? But Travion Henderson and Judkins are your best rookie running backs in the NFL. So you have a guy who, I think last time I checked, Judkins' average was 5 yards a carry. I don't know if that number's gone down or not. But you have a guy who, or you have a running game. And you also have what's a young quarterback's best friend? Tight end. You got a pretty decent one in Njoku, and Fannin has shown he can make plays too. So you've got that. The question is, what do you get from your wide receivers? Can Jerry Jeudy help? Right? Can you get any production from your passing game from your wide receivers? Can they help make your job a little bit easier? That is the question. That's a huge question mark I have.
Yeah, that would make sense why anybody would say that they're set up for failure. They just can't find that wide receiver one. You know, you saw Jerry Jeudy last year have moments, right, where he goes, what do you have, 3 touchdowns versus the Broncos?
1,200 yards last year. He had a 250-yard receiving game last year.
Yeah.
Like 15.
Yeah, and then, you know, outside of that, it's like, who else is their guy? Like, who else is an actual good receiver? They're fighting between, like, Cedric Tillman and a couple of other guys, and Jamari Thrash, right? Like, these other guys are just not really that good. So they again, this is a broader point. They need to draft a receiver for sure. Like,
they got to get the offensive line together too. Yeah, it's all a work in progress over there. But yeah, we'll see. I'm very interested in that. Of course, I will get to look at it. I'll be able to watch that one very closely because, as you know, I'm playing on primetime Monday night, Carolina, baby. So I'm all in. Hey, we on primetime. And guess what? Our owner ain't gonna be on the sidelines with headsets in, none of that. We ain't got to worry about none of that. We coming to ball, and we're going to beat San Francisco on Monday night. Book it. Guaranteed. It's going to be a dub, baby. All right.
Drinks on people. Tantrum. Temper tantrum.
We ain't got to throw no drinks when you win it, baby. All right. Let's anybody else have anything else? Say what?
You said Bryce beating the boys on Monday night?
Yeah, we doing Monday night. Yeah, Monday night. Check us out. Prime time.
I think we need to talk about the marquee matchup of Sunday though.
You talking about the Vikings and Packers?
No, I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers going back to Chicago where he owned them boys.
It ain't nothing to talk about because his wrist broken. He not playing. Mason Rudolph gonna start.
He alluding that he gonna start the football game.
Say what?
He alluding he gonna start the football game Sunday.
Oh, that newly came out.
Rodgers said today he's gonna play Sunday.
Oh, wow, that's some new information. Okay, Justin, you okay?
Yeah, he did return to practice today on a limited basis. He was a limited participant. Mike Tomlin has not ruled him out for Sunday's game, but said he'll need to be assured Rodgers can be effective and safe while wearing a brace. And Rodgers told reporters today, I got to get the medical okay and got to feel like I can protect myself. So it sounds like all eyes going to be on practice on Friday to see if Rodgers will be able to get into this game and play. But it sounds like it's still up in the air. So, but knowing Aaron Rodgers, he probably going to try and play.
And then you got the the Packers and the Vikings matching up. And I think that's going to be a good game as well. I think, one thing about that I never thought.
JJ McCarthy sucks.
Yeah, but I never thought I would say this, but the defensive matchup in that game is going to be pretty nice because Brian Flores has his boys in hell all year. He got these quarterbacks in hell, in absolute hell with these blitz packages. And then again, Jeff Hadley's that dude too. I mean, like Green Bay is another really strong defense. So we're going to be really interested to see how this thing plays out. I think that game is going to be very close.
I give you another one that's going to be a big-time game. Big Sig against the Chiefs here. Chiefs are sitting at 5-5. Is this a must-win for Kansas City? It's got to be. This is a must-win for Kansas City. This is a must-win for Kansas City Chiefs.
If the playoffs are tomorrow, Kansas City sitting by up.
Yeah. So
They sitting by us. No play-in, they in the playpen. Kansas City is definitely sitting by us at the playoffs. And you know who else is sitting by us at the playoffs tomorrow? Baltimore.
And Detroit.
Yeah. So you're in a situation where there's a lot of marquee teams that could be out here and are not playing their best football. And we've seen these teams in the playoffs before. And like I said, the Bills are 7-4 right now. So a lot of teams kind of falling by the wayside just a little bit, or at least not doing what they're supposed to do. All right, let's wrap it here, man. Bucks get the Bucks do lose 123-114 to the Philadelphia 76ers. My goodness, 12:48. Oh man. How long have we been on here? We had almost go 2 hours
on the dot.
Wow. All right, let's get up out of here.
Two wins over Marquette.
We've been on here longer than Dayton been in the tournament game.
Oh, see, here we go.
Hey, Bo Ellis plays for Dayton. He's the best player ever.
Man, y'all gonna start this mess. Here we go.
Maurice Lucas, more retired.
We got to wrap it.
These guys are. I've never heard of them. Never.
We got to wrap.
Chris, Dayton ain't won a championship. Your granddaddy wasn't even born the last time Dayton won a championship.
Right. That's true because they haven't won one. But that's fine. I'll digress because I just know I won't be seeing Marquette March Madness this year either. So
you got.
I'm check out if you get a likable head coach in there, but you got Shaka doing it. Why? For what? He's terrible. He's a trash coach. Everybody knows it though. Like, bro, everybody.
When does the tournament expand to 78 teams? Is that next year?
Jesus.
No
reason 78 teams.
They haven't officially voted on that.
See, that's the problem with college basketball. Ain't no reason you got 70 damn teams.
But it's a positive though, because at least Dayton, Ohio gonna host tournament games because they damn team can't make it. They also open it for.
They'll make it every year. If they expand, they'll make it every year. I mean, we're always on that cut line.
Bucks lose 123.
We don't want your sorry asses in the Big East.
114. To the Philadelphia.
Because if we were in the Big East, we're taking Marquette. We're taking Marquette's media rights. We're taking Marquette's. We're taking Marquette's recruits. We're taking Marquette's fans. We're doing all that.
We go to the fucking cornfields.
This how we was with the
really
Big C.
not many cornfields in Dayton. I mean, there are, but you know.
Hey, Rick Cobb might be a better dunker of the basketball than Obi Toppin.
Right.
Yeah, y'all finished. Y'all done.
123. 114
right now. We beat you. We lined it up between the lines, and we were the better squad, better coach team. 2 years in a row.
If Bobby Portis played for your team with 5 for 18, he was 5. Your best player was 5 for 18.
No, that would have been Nigel James. Our best player was
5 for 18.
No, Javon Bennett was 6 of 13. I sent Nigel James in there. So
the only thing lower than that is the GPAs on the Dayton basketball.
I think it's a good institution.
123, 114.
We didn't come here to play school.
Beat the Bucks. Sixers beat the Bucks.
At large still available for us, not for Marquette. 3 of 3. 500 ball the first 6 games in. What are we doing?
What are we doing? We're trying to wrap this, but we're having a hard time. Right, 123, 114. Bucks lose to the Sixers
in overtime
tonight. Overtime. Okay, yeah, it just like last night. It was a fun game. Can't get the win. Appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. If you stay with us throughout all of this, hats off to you guys. There's still a decent number of you in here too, so appreciate you watching. Smash that like button on the way out. Again, tell a friend, tell another friend about the Cream City crossover. What else do I usually say here? Yeah, I done lost it. But anyway, we'll see you back here when they play again Saturday against the Detroit Pistons. It'll be on NBA TV as well. 13-2, trying to beat the Pistons. Gonna be a tough one to do. We appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. Appreciate you guys hitting the super chats as well. That's all I always say. Stay with us, man, because this is the best Milwaukee Bucks postgame show in all of the land. It's been a Cream City Media Group production. Group Trailer.
JT.
2-0 Chris King.
Justin.
If I am enemies, only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no wooden.